Just imagine, this woman found a magic lamp, but what she didn't know was that Latrell would come out to fulfill all her wishes, as this is the plot of the movie Once Upon a Genie from 2022. Now, get ready, and let's recap. This is Alethea, a woman who enjoyed being alone, and her dream was to read stories because that was the only way she could communicate with people and understand their true emotions. Twice a year, she traveled to other countries to talk about her work because she has a degree as a storyteller. When she arrived in Turkey, a very strange man appeared and told her to leave because she might encounter strange things. Suddenly, the man disappears and she doesn't understand anything. In the car to the hotel, she describes the person she met, and her friends start joking that it could be a genie, but she's very skeptical about these things because she knows that in the past, when people couldn't explain something, they said it was something magical. Upon arriving at the hotel, she manages to rest and even secures Agatha Christie's room, which was an honor. From there, they head to a seminar where they start presenting to the world's top historians about how history works and its impact on society. Through these stories and mythologies, the world has been shaped, from comic books to the cure of diseases that were once considered magical. Alethea begins to notice a very strange guy in the middle of the audience, but she thinks it's just her imagination. She emphasizes the importance of science and dismisses the past as metaphorical, which annoys the guy, leading him to approach her. Suddenly, she faints, and her friend asks if she's okay, but she attributes it to the effects of the plane and now wants to take a stroll around the city. And folks, that's a great way to conclude a quick lecture. Just fake a faint, as it's more attention-grabbing than talking about ancient history. Alethea arrives at an antique shop and finds a glass vase inside a box. Something catches her attention, and the vendor explains that these vases are very old, made by ancient glassblowers. However, the one she found is likely a cheap replica. Being a tourist, she would only pay $120, because we know that for tourists, it's double or even triple the price. And now the mystery is about to unfold because she arrives at the hotel and uses her electric brush to clean the bottle, which accidentally opens, and a giant foot emerges. When she looks, something gigantic appears, but she wants to believe it's her imagination. However, upon closer inspection, it turns out to be Latrell, and she begins testing various languages on him, discovering that he knows Greek. He explains that he's a djinn, a type of genie, and that she has 3 wishes. He starts rummaging through books and computers to learn their language, and within moments, he's communicating normally. She expresses her uncertainty about what to choose, so he asks her to share her life story, enabling him to understand the desires of her heart. She begins recounting how she's always been an outsider, preferring reading books over engaging in conversations about boys with other girls. As the doorbell rings, a servant brings breakfast. The man tries to impress her to earn a tip, but she's more concerned about him seeing Latrell in the room. When she returns, Latrell has reverted to a normal size to avoid drawing attention. He's gone from a 5-meter giant to a 2.5-meter figure with pointed ears, so it seems there's no need to stand out anymore. He brought a special coffee that was served to the greatest kings, and it was the most delicious food she had ever seen in her life. She asks him to tell his life story for inspiration regarding her 3 wishes because she feels fulfilled today. Here's where the humiliation begins, as he reveals that he served the Queen of Sheba, the most beautiful woman to ever exist. However, she used him merely as a laborer, despite his unwavering love for her. Life takes an unexpected turn when King Solomon, the wisest man, arrives and offers a special song in exchange for her love. She sets forth 3 impossible tasks: retrieving a red thread from a palace with 10,000 rooms, learning her mother's name, and revealing what every woman desires. She believed these tasks were insurmountable, but Solomon's wisdom is unparalleled. He accomplishes everything in just 1 week. It's then that he achieves what no human could. Sheba was a rare mix of human and jinn, and Solomon seizes this moment to trap Latrell in the bottle using powerful magic, casting him into the Red Sea. For 2,000 years, he remained trapped in that bottle, tormented by his sleepless existence, a torture for a genie. Yet, he held on to hope, yearning to reunite with Sheba. Alethea confesses that she's unsure of what to wish for, as she struggles to comprehend her emotions. Once, she married in her youth and was exceedingly happy. However, she discovered her husband with one of her students, causing her to close herself off. She declares that she doesn't want to make any wishes. Suddenly, Latrell grows in size and becomes agitated. For him to regain his freedom and return home, he must grant 3 wishes. She asks him to explain why this is necessary. The genie, whom I'll refer to as Latrell, reveals that after 2,000 years in the lamp, he was discovered by some fishermen. His lamp was then used to build a wall for the Ottoman royal palace. However, fate had other plans. A young woman, infatuated with the prince, climbed the wall to catch a glimpse and accidentally stumbled upon the lamp. In her first wish, she asked to be noticed by the prince. To secure her freedom from the lamp, she only needed to fulfill 2 more wishes. To avoid any mishaps, she concealed the lamp beneath the bathroom floor. Latrell comments that humanity has remained the same throughout all times. The young woman achieved her desire, but the prince's father, a powerful warrior, was manipulated by a younger woman who fed his fears, falsely claiming the son sought to overthrow him. The young woman, seeking a place in the royal family, asked to become pregnant with the prince's child, believing it would solidify her position. However, Latrell knew the truth and warned her against it. One night, driven by greed and fear, the prince confronted his father, leading to the older man's demise. Latrell advised the young woman to use her final wish to escape, but she disregarded his counsel. She was eventually captured, accused of her actions, and thrown into the sea. It was too late, and Latrell found himself trapped in the lamp once again. And folks, by the end of this movie, you'll learn how not to be unlucky and hope that fate doesn't single you out, or else humiliation will be your tune. So, just to clear your conscience, give us a like and subscribe, because there are more stories to come. Now, let's continue. 200 more years pass in the lamp, during which time Latrell attempted to catch the attention of various individuals. He succeeded only with a young man named Godin, who eventually discovered the hidden bathroom. However, Godin lacked the strength to lift the stone covering the lamp. Years went by, and now the grown Godin had become a monstrous warrior, a dangerous figure who would eliminate anyone to secure his power. To keep Godin distracted, his mother ensured he was drunk most of the day and employed storytellers. Those who failed to captivate him met unfortunate ends. And folks, that's why you need to hit that like button, otherwise, I'm in trouble. After much time, they found a storyteller who caught Godin's attention, and they became best friends. But when the storyteller passed away, Godin's grief reminded him of the lamp. Yet, weakened by age, he couldn't reach the lamp's location and eventually perished. Once again, his hope of liberation faded. Alethea begins to feel sorry for him, but Latrell claims it was all planned by destiny. His younger, less capable brother didn't want to be king and appointed a female governor. One day, she stumbled upon the abandoned bathroom and slipped onto the very stone hiding the lamp. Latrell was desperate for freedom and, out of fear, she wished for him to return to the bottom of the sea in the bottle, extinguishing his hope once more. He states that's why he needs to be set free. He's been waiting for over 3,000 years. Alethea sympathizes with him, expressing that it must be a lot of pressure and wishes she'd never met him. This triggers his anxiety as he realizes there's another untold story. He reveals that in his life, he fell in love with only 2 women. Now he wants to tell how he ended up in that glass bottle. 200 years ago, a young woman named Zephyr was bought by a wealthy old man who had 2 wives. She was highly intelligent, but women of that time had no voice. Their role was to please their husbands. The old man gifted her the lamp, and in her first wish, she asked for the ability to possess the knowledge of the world. Latrell began teaching her everything he knew. She likely surpassed even Da Vinci and Albert Einstein in knowledge. However, she could be burned at the stake for her intelligence. Latrell taught her magic that allowed her to conceal her books within glass bottles, keeping her studies hidden. Years passed, and she became pregnant, not by the old man but by Latrell. He didn't want her to leave, but in her anger, she wished she had never met him. Thus, he became imprisoned in the bottle, forgotten. Now, Alethea knows what to wish for. She asks to be loved by him as he loved these 2 women in the story. Here's where it goes south. He lifts her up as if she were a doll, and the next day, she wakes up disoriented, realizing that something different happened during the night. She decides to return to England, and at the airport, she carries a salt shaker with Latrell inside. People around her wonder why she's carrying it, and in the bustling city, he starts feeling unwell. He can hear everything happening and all radio broadcasts, causing him discomfort. Her nosy elderly neighbors show up, teasing her for being peculiar and not talking to anyone. Alethea gets angry, and I must admit, I feel frustrated too, as these gossipy old ladies are everywhere. Days go by, and they're living in harmony. Alethea is very happy, but one day she arrives home and notices a magical dust throughout the house. She finds Latrell disintegrating in the basement. The pressure of living in the bustling city and dealing with the constant energy drain from focusing on the modern world's transmissions takes a toll on him. She uses her final wish to set him free, allowing him to return to the realm of genies. He feels a pang of sadness, as his first wish was for them to be in love and live together. 3 years pass, and now Alethea is a different woman. She begins to recount the story of when she met a unique genie. However, this story doesn't have a happy ending. A few times a year, he returns, and they meet again. Out of nowhere, he appears walking in the park, and the two of them walk hand in hand, living happily ever after. And that's how the movie Once Upon a Genie ends. Now, I want to see if you're a genius for real. Drop a like and a comment down below. Studies say that only 2% of the population can do both at the same time. Now, I'm off, as I have 3 wishes to fulfill: cleaning the bathroom, doing the dishes, and paying the bills. So, goodbye for now.
I walk a lonely road, the only one that I have ever known.